All right, I got the red light. Looks like we're live. What is happening? Fish and friends, welcome to another live episode. Tonight should be a bunch of fun. I see we've already got people waiting in here. A whole bunch of conversations I've been trying to go through. Randy was just getting back, hopping in. Speak of the devil, there he is. He was having troubles with his Wi-Fi. Now you look clear. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me. We good?
You are perfect now, sir. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hello, hello. All right. Well, Fish and friends, we have a fun one tonight. So y'all have seen me talk about. I did an unboxing a little while ago of the Thunderhawk stuff. I got some of their stuff actually a long time ago, maybe mid last year. And then when I was on with Rich Hellabass, he was doing a giveaway that Thunderhawk had sent over, and Mike actually reached out to me afterwards. So thank you, Mr. Mike Dove at Thunderhawk. How are you, brother?
Doing great. How are you guys?
We are. I think we're ready to have a fun live tonight. This should be a good one.
Yeah.
I was telling Randy some of the stories. So for everybody kind of behind the scenes, Mike and I have talked, and he's like, what can we do to have a fun live? I've got a giveaway tonight. I've also got like a fun extra giveaway, like a mega giveaway that Thunderhawk was nice enough to do for us. I am stoked. So we've got that. We've got a bunch of fun stories, and Mike and I were talking before, and he was telling us some stories about Larry Dahlberg, and Randy and I were laughing because Larry Dahlberg was one of our favorites. Randall Pink Floyd already hammering on Dizzle, said Dizzle's stuck in Vicky Stark's basement again. I think nope, he's got his stickers back there. He's good to go. However, check this out. We'll see if Mr. Michael Bradley's on or not tonight.
Oh God.
This was a subscriber made that and sent it to me. Shut up, Randy, in Hawk colors. I have the best subscribers. I'm here in Iowa, Mike. We don't have any pro teams, so like Iowa Hawkeyes are kind of our pro team. The collegiate team is kind of like our pro deal. So I mean, I have some awesome subscribers. But what do we have here? We've got already 142 people, and we just went live. This should be a bunch of fun. So we'll describe the giveaways and stuff here going on. But Mr. Mike, kind of give us your background, your elevator speech of how did you get into fishing? What has fishing been for you, and kind of that whole start to your career?
Well, just in an elevator speech, as you put it, just real quick, I was a kid in Indianapolis. My mom and dad got transferred to Minneapolis, Minnesota when I was 10 years old. And I started, if you know the Twin Cities area, there's 100 lakes in the city itself or something like that. And this got really involved up there. And I was into sports and everything else, but man, there's water everywhere. And I just got the itch. And when I was up there, when I was a kid, just to pick up a bobber and a sinker, I had no idea what I was doing, and just go fish for anything that bit. And it really intrigued me, got me thinking about a lot of stuff, how to do things, how nature works and all that stuff. And I've been a lifelong fisherman. I came back to Indiana in high school, but I still have a lot of ties up Minnesota. Got involved in the industry later on. I tournament fish later on. I'm just consumed and ate up with it. Now I design and build lures and travel all over the country and get to fish with some great people. It's just unbelievable. I call it the healing power of water, and what that means to me and everybody else I'm involved with. I'm also an owner of a 501c. I'm a veteran and a 25-year police officer on top of that. And we have a 501c called the Hero Getaway, and we experience the healing power of water all the time. So with today's problems in society, I think more people just need to get out there, turn on their phones, and experience it themselves.
Man, that's true. And it's hard for me to do, being a YouTube and a social media person, trying to get pictures and do all this stuff. But, through the last 2 years with, the Rona and everything hitting, I mean, it kept me sane. Like work took a huge crash and went crazy, just everything in general. And fishing was one of the few things that kept me sane, and subscribers, people watching, making the videos kept my mind busy, so it's in different ways. And I don't know if, Gramps will be on tonight. I think he had the Gram Babes, but I was going to tell him about your, I forget the name of it already, but your deal, because I know he was looking for like a charity type giveaway thing, and he does a lot with Heroes on the Water. He's a veteran, so maybe I'll hook you two up afterwards. But I think
Gramps is a Hoosier too, I understand. So
unfortunately, I don't know what you dummies are doing out there rooting for the Hoosiers, but if you want to, I mean, that's your deal.
I grew up in the day of 80s Indiana basketball. That's when Bobby Knight was king, and we didn't
Chair
have
throwing
plastic
craziness.
basketball in front of 5,000 or 6,000 people a week in high school. I was part of the movie, the film Hoosiers, and just got to experience. We were just crazy, and then it's not been Indiana basketball for quite some time. That's for sure.
Yeah, they had a pretty good team this year. They were a fun team to watch, actually. I was, back in the old Tom Davis days, and yeah, Bobby Knight, and that was some crazy stuff. But let's see. So I did have a question come through. Or it wasn't a question, but yeah. So Frank said, "Sword and gear is healing too. Amazing how a hobby like fishing has so many outlets." And that is so true. Fishing, I've said it before, fishing is so different for everyone, right? Like you can be like me, I just like to go out and catch fish. I'm not a trophy hunter.
Right.
It keeps me sane. It's a fun hobby. There's some people that are so into tournaments, that's all they want to do. There's people like you that, get to make the tackle and be in the industry. It's something different for everyone. So also Ducks and Deer Hunting says to tell Mike Dove, Jeffrey says hi.
Who?
Ducks and Deer Hunting Co.
Oh, okay.
Jeffrey says hi. Yep, Indiana-based white whale. Yeah, they are. Well, I don't know. Are you still in Indiana with all your stuff, or are you in Florida now?
I am in Indiana. We're based out of Searcy, Arkansas at the present time, but I'm based out of Indiana. But I'm in charge of lure development sales for all of North America.
So I'm gonna park that question. I don't know. I still don't have my whiteboard. People donated money for me to make a whiteboard here, and I still haven't done it. Dummy Debo. But okay, I'm gonna go over the giveaway quick because Mike was nice enough to do. It's basically $100 worth of stuff for tonight. He was nice enough to do. So they got one of their go bags, and this is similar to the like the little sling bag I use. I don't know. I got mine on Amazon for like $25. I forget what it even is. Fish something. But this thing comes crazy and handy when you're only going to take a couple things. So neat that they have that. Inside is a whole bunch of lures. I'll go through them quick. One of the new, and Mike even said he didn't even have any of these with him today. This is the new A10, which is one of my favorites that they make. This is one of the first lures I got. So this is the regular A10. And this is the new mini A10. They sent me some of these, 1/4 ounce. This is what, 2.5 inches, I want to say. Yep, 2.5 inches, 1/4 ounce, 3 to 5 foot diving. So there's a big one in there. Yeah, and I'll take it out. It's pretty cool because these, I've shown these before, but it's pretty cool because these are kind of like the warts. They have the bill that's completely integrated in. You can hear that it's got just a nice, subtle, kind of one knocker sound, but the bill on these, if you've never seen them, it's all integrated into the bait, which is really neat. Good for wood. And Mike, I think you said when you designed it, the bill is essentially, if I can get it right here, almost the size pretty much of the hooks when it comes over timber and stuff like that. You've got a greater chance of that popping off and not actually grabbing that hook with the size of the bill. So pretty cool innovation on that. I like that one. Mike, you'll have to tell the story of how you drew this up in essentially no time. And we'll kind of get into how he has the freedom to do that, having their own company and making their own baits. But we've got a couple of those in there. There are also, I'm running out of room here, some A10s, a jerkbait, which he was stingy when he sent me. He sent me a box and only sent me one pink one because he said I was an idiot and didn't know how to fish jerkbaits. I'm kidding. But we joked about that afterwards. So one of the slashes, which are nice. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, here's the tequila sunrise was with mine, but 2 of the big A10s in there. A grunt, which I just got my hands on. This is a white grunt. So it's like a little swim jig, almost mixed with like a flipping jig, kind of a hybrid. What do you call it? Like a hybrid
That
jig?
is a hybrid finesse jig. I'll talk about that one later, but I spent a lot of time on that one, and that thing is catching fish and selling fishermen all over the country. That's my baby right there, and I'll explain later why I mean that. It is the hookup ratio and land ratio at that thing's been phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a cool little jig. I'm excited to try these. Randy, I've got a couple saved back for you. We are big finesse jig fishermen. Randy especially got me onto the whole finesse game. And then we've got a couple of the grenades. And as I understand, these grenades are kind of secretly blowing up. But these are made out of their like kind of Elastec stuff. I don't know what you guys call it. You know, we all know the Elastec from Z-Man, but that super duper stretchy, if you saw them on my channel, super stretchy material. And then there's also a couple lipless in here. So this is the free giveaway tonight. Everything that's in this bag, I will be picking a random winner. You don't have to donate or anything. You know, of course, anybody that donates, I always appreciate you supporting me that way. But that's going to be a free one. Now, if you look in the description below, Thunderhawk was nice enough to do 20% off. And we're going to look at some of the stuff on the website here. But nice enough to do 20% off with code DEBO'Fishing20. And I linked it in the description below with the website. So they're keeping this up for a week for everybody. So for a week, you can use that code. Anybody that uses that code and purchases through this next week, he's going to get me all the names. I'm going to put them into a wheel, giveaway wheel. And I'm going to pick someone, and they're giving $300 worth of stuff away to somebody. That's pretty damn cool. So I'll get that out. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, well, can I buy like something?
I'm just a little comment about that. With everything going on, you see different giveaways and stuff. That's not old product. That is brand new product that we're selling right now and selling out the door everywhere.
Yeah, and he even sent me some of these the little A10s. Which are these even up on the website yet?
A10 Junior just got up on the website this week.
Oh, okay. I didn't, because when I last checked, I didn't even see them. So I was like, do I have stuff before it's even on the website?
I'm looking at them right now, Debo.
You have it right now before our ambassadors do across the country.
Dang, that was very nice you did. Yeah, so huge. If you guys can share this, and this isn't anything that I, prodded Mike for. He was like, let's do this. I love your stuff. Let's, get your live fan base excited. And he put all this out there. So huge shout out to Thunderhawk. Very generous of you all. I appreciate it a bunch.
If I can add to that real quick.
Yeah.
Again, that's 100% correct. You didn't solicit any of this stuff. I just like your fan base and how they act, like human beings and adults, and they have a passion about fishing, same as your channel. We like to get involved with people who do that. We don't have a huge marketing budget. We just like to, my game plan or business plan with this is just to get it in the right people's hands and let them figure it out. But we cater to the fishermen more than we do the fish. And if people don't like it, if that costs us $1 million a year, that's fine. But I'm not going to, we both have other gigs in life that I've retired from. And Hawk, we manufacture 25 other companies. So we're not going to sell our soul to the devil just to make a quick buck, because we want to be around for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, you nailed it on the head. Like, there's way other different things I could have done, on YouTube to get way more views, even outside of fishing. That's something that people don't understand, that fishing on YouTube is such a niche. I think that's the word, niche. Such a small market. I could do, I'll have to say one of my guilty pleasures is I watch a guy clean shoes at night. This new stuff called ASMR puts me to sleep. It's like the old Bob Ross painting. Heck, I could have done that, or food review stuff, or like movie review. Who the hell knows? But yeah, my fishing stuff, I try to keep it real and fun. Like you said, I'm not out to make $1 million. If I can make this full time someday, absolutely. But we're gonna have fun and do it the right way. So, Mike, the question that I put over here in the pretend parking lot. So, what got you into the manufacturing side? I know you had talked before about working with another company in the industry. What kind of got you into Thunderhawk, into the manufacturing, and kind of all that?
Man, it's a crazy ride, man. And I like sharing it with people to tell them about it, because I'm a nobody. I don't have an engineering degree. I'm not, the best fisherman in the world, but I do know I paid it in my career in law enforcement. I paid attention to every detail I can. I was a detective. I was a SWAT commander. I was the chief of police. My last 8 years, I was on board. And in my job, what it really taught me was attention to detail. I mean, you had to be. It's life or death, or somebody goes to prison or to set free. That's the best way I can describe it. So with that, with my passion of fishing, I was fortunate enough I was with Temple Fork Outfitters a couple of years ago. They put me on their national pro staff when I was tournament fishing. When I still was that police officer, they put me on their national staff. Then they're also their sales staff. And man, I tell you what, it just lit a fire under my butt. It really did. they had a staff back there. A guy by the name of Rick Pope was a founder of Temple Fork Outfitters out of Dallas, Texas. He put a staff together that was unbelievable. And I was, again said, I was just a nobody, but I had a passion. I would listen. I would just absorb everything like a sponge. And I was sitting there one day when we have an annual meeting every year down in Dallas. I was sitting there. They put us in a hotel. They catered the whole thing. Have everything. It was just unbelievable. I'm sitting there. Get this, with the staff he had at a table. Mike Dove, which is absolutely nobody. Flip Pallet. Larry Dahlberg, Gary Loomis himself, and Lefty Cray. We're all sitting at a table just shooting garbage about how the fishing works, how industry works. I'm listening to these stories about South America peacock fishing. I'm listening to the flats fishing for all kinds of monstrous fish. And it was like, I just pinched myself. I went and drank a beer and I was like, wow, this is unreal. So it gave me an opportunity. I'm still fortunate.
Dude. I couldn't imagine.
Thankful for these guys for what they took me under their wing and told me so many things about how it all works, how manufacturing works, how the process of development works, and how fishing in general. And then I became really good friends with Larry Dahlberg. I consider him a huge mentor of mine. I've fished with him. I've stayed at his house. Have you ever watched that make lure videos that he does down there where he looks like he's in the basement?
Yes. Randy and I were just talking about that. Randy's like, well, yeah,
Just
when I got back
last
into it, I was hooked on those. Yeah.
And so the little microwave where he warms up all of his plastic.
Oh yeah, and that's the real deal. And that you got to see the back wall in place. It's got netting, like a fishing net of stuff that he's created over the years. He's fished in 87 countries, 87, and it's got all these crazy lures from everywhere. So again, I was fortunate. I sat with him. I've been to Houston with him. I've been to Tennessee with him. I've been with him all over the country doing different things. And man, I just soak it all up. And so anyway, with that guy by the name of Hawk Hong, it was just, again, I'm a big believer in hard work and meets opportunity, then you got to go something gold. Yep. And I was Indianapolis has the Indianapolis Boat Sport and Travel Show. It's like 10-day event. It was during the winter. I stopped by, and I've been working shows all over the country, but I don't work this one because I just don't like it. Anyway, I stopped by there one day during the week. There's nobody in this crowd. Nobody. And I heard of this guy before named Hawk, just in passing in the industry. I went by the booth. And it doesn't say Thunderhawk, doesn't say anything. And that guy by the name of Hawk pointed me out in the crowd and says, "Are you Mike?" "Yeah." "Hey, can you come? Let's talk." And that guy took me in and said, "Hey, I got this going on, that going on. How would you like a job?" I'm like, holy cow. Really?
That's what I'm waiting for. I need that kind of place to walk by.
And it was just, again, hard work and meets opportunity, and you got to take it. Yeah, I mean, yep. I was like, man, we had nothing. We had no contractual agreements. We had nothing written down on paper. It was a handshake. Said, "Hey, I'll take care of you if you just work hard. This is my philosophy." So I said, let's meet. I drove down to Arkansas in the next couple of weeks and spent a week with him down there when he was in the country. And then the next winter, I traveled with a guy. This is the summer of 19. The next winter, I traveled with a guy for 45 days on the road, straight, staying in hotels, and all of a sudden, we got to know each other real well, and you get to know a guy.
Yeah, yeah. When you have to share a bathroom, you kind of get to know what somebody's like.
And then we were selling product. He says, "What do you think?" I got to evaluate what I thought at these shows with the product. And then COVID hit, and it just came to a screeching halt. I'm like, man. Yeah. And so during that time, again, opportunity meets hard work. That during COVID, we couldn't do shows. We couldn't do nothing. We couldn't, and it's hard to get a fledgling company off the ground during that time. So he said, "Let's do this. Why don't you give me conceptual ideas of what you think fishermen want in this country?" So I started writing down a piece of paper, doing stuff, and I met him again, and I sat down and just drew up a business plan with him, and then also driving concepts of what lures I think would work. And then he let me go to town. I'm like, again, an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm just nobody. and I built these lures. And since we've got them done, it took quite a long time. Since all the lures that I developed, you got Jerry Rago on board to build some big swim bait stuff. They've been going crazy nationwide. And we're even selling now, believe it or not. You talk, the Japanese companies talk about, they got all this high dollar stuff and they're better than this, they're better than that. You know, one of our biggest clients a website sales comes from Japan. It is crazy. Some of the biggest clients we have are in Japan right now. So with that, we are taking off, and I'm very, very proud of the people we put together with this. We're growing leaps and bounds. Every month we seem to double sales since the last year. It's been great. So I'm a nobody, but I'm telling you, I pay attention to a ton of detail, and I've been fortunate to be around some of the best in the game worldwide. You know, I knew Jacob Wheeler when he was a teenager in Indianapolis. I was involved with a company called Fathead Sunglasses. I was there when he won the Forestwood Cup at 21 years old. And then I saw him again this year at the Red Crest when he was the finals. We had a moment 10 years later and talking about that whole deal. And again, I've been fortunate, very fortunate, been involved with some great people.
That's the thing is so many people don't understand is a lot of like the fishing guys, I don't feel like they set themselves up on a podium. I mean, you know, I'm sure some of the pros, like the high level pros do, you know, I think that's natural with anybody, you know, but a lot of the fishing guys are just like, hey, we just like to fish. You know, it's not like I'm making, you know, millions upon millions, you know, signing a contract, you know, playing basketball or baseball, you know, a lot of them are still pretty regular guys, you know, not making crazy money. It's a hard gig to you know, grind out, you know, tournament fishing.
Well,
so
the full-time tournament trail, it's hard. It is really hard. Yeah. And the fishing industry, everybody thinks it's big, but it's a small group of people. And it's interesting. I keep on pinching myself all the time for the opportunities that I have. And the thing about it is, I realized real quick, everybody's the same. They just had a passion to go out and chase those damn things and bite. You know what I mean?
It's funny. Yeah. Dave, I want to give a shout out to Dave, my guy, Dave Rauschenbach. He said, thanks, Mike. Debo needs a whiteboard markers. Donated $10. Dave, thank you, my brother. I will buy a whiteboard. So I've got something here to put.
Hey, I've been watching you because during the Rona stuff, that's when these podcasts, I think, really went crazy during Rona. I thought it kept me sane too. I'm sitting in my office, my garage, just designing stuff, making phone calls. And I got podcasts going all the time. It just kept me sane. And I think you've been talking about this whiteboard. I'm gonna call you out. You've been talking about this whiteboard for about a year, haven't you?
Yeah, Mike, there's a few things that people can call me out on. I actually just the other day got stuff, and I was getting thank you emails today, which talking about keeping people sane, like the number of people that send me stuff like, dude, you keep me going. Those are literally the things that keep me going, because there's been a handful of times where I've been done. One of the times Rain and I had to sit down talk, and whether he wants to admit it or not, he pretty much saved me from deleting my channel one day. I was done. I was tapped out. I'm like, I hate this. I'm not. But after that, you know, people continuing to send that stuff. But I finally got giveaways done that were, I think, 3.5 months behind. So not the most on top of certain things. Giveaways, especially, I'm pretty bad with. But I will get stuff out tonight. I've got a couple others I have to get out. Chris, don't be a jerk. He said Bing where to buy a whiteboard. I also got I got crap the other time for still using Bing on last live, which is funny. I love that my subscribers have a sense of humor. Oh, Ducks and Deer said, tell Dove we met at Zero Tolerance today, wherever that is. It must be like a bar or
we met at Zero. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, that was one of our new clients, Thunderhawk's new clients. A guy named Kyle owns that place, Wilmer, Minnesota. That's where it was. If you ever get a chance, you're in Wilmer, Minnesota, if any place in the world, you have got to check out this place. If you're a fan of tackle and needs old stuff, new stuff, this guy's got piles of it. I found 20-year-old Rapalas that ain't been sold in 20 years in there today. Sweet. I found old worms that I know I've not seen it there. I found out today, I looked it up 28 years ago. I found a packages
I love
of
that
it.
stuff.
Dude. Oh, it was unreal.
That's
This guy's
awesome as hell.
awesome, man. He's a big believer in our stuff too.
That's cool.
Hey,
Yeah, it's cool.
Debo,
All
that's
the different people.
That's only like it's, 5 hours from me. So let's go.
Yeah, only. Randy, you make that trip for me. Let me see if I can share. Do I have my sharing stuff up? Oh, I do.
Yep.
Somebody was asking about the mouse head grass jig. Is that the Grunt or is that something different?
No, that's the mouse head. That's the grass jig itself.
I
This
don't think
it's
I have
right
any of
here.
those.
I got one of those right here.
Hold on, I'll make you big. There you go. Oh, that one. Yeah, you told me about those. I don't know if I have any of those or not. So
See,
I
you
know
can see it
somebody
kind of looks
asked.
like a mouse.
Come
The
the other way.
cheeks,
There
the
you go.
mouth. Yeah.
Go to your right.
That-
I think that's your right.
That is, we have an awesome trailer. The Camel Craw
Go to
itself,
your right,
a full
Mike.
size.
You're not on camera.
I'm sorry, wrong way.
There you go.
The Camel Craw itself, full size, is a great trailer for the mouse. It's got a little bit more elongated. We also, you can also use little swim baits and stuff like that. But this thing comes through grass great.
Somebody
got-
else asked that before. I don't know who it was. Crappy Kev was asking about the trailer. Why the design on the mouse head?
Hawk designed the mouse head. The mouse head, well, if you kind of see it, kind of looks like a little mouse. See the head of the mouse itself.
Yep.
The mouse head, as you see, most good grass jigs have a point up and down the line tie, and it divides the weeds and pushes the weeds away from the hook itself. It'll come through a lot of stuff. And everything we got, we designed. If you'll notice, we have a tendency that I design stuff to skip. I'm a skipping freak. If I see a dock, I got to hit it,
Okay, quick
so
question. Side rail. Do you have a
Yep.
specific reel that you like to skip with? Do you have a favorite? Or just whatever?
My new favorite? I was a diehard Daiwa Tatula guy ever since I got the original Type R. As a matter of fact, I just spent $1,000 on them here down at Redcrest, having the guy putting bearings and stuff in them.
I heard you talked to Scott over at Spool Speed.
Yeah, man, that guy's awesome.
He'll get you in trouble. Yeah, I had Scott on a while back. He's a good cat. Good cat.
I did my original Type R's, but I tell you what, I've been getting hardcore into some of the Shimano MGL stuff.
I was going to ask if you were using a DC or not. Okay, the MGL.
No DCs. My favorite moving bait reel right now, I caught a 54.5-inch muskie on a half-ounce spinner bait on a Cronarch MGL. I threw that thing all day.
That's crazy.
I raised 10 of them, caught a 54 race. I think I caught 3 that day, but nothing. And then 5 of them were in the 50-inch range that day. I use bass tackle. And
that's the only way I've ever caught a muskie. I've been out throwing the big lures and stuff, and I've only caught a handful of muskie, and it's always been on bass stuff.
Yeah. Well, guy Big Daddy, God love him, just passed last December. The guy taught me how to use a bait caster. First guy ever to take me to Canada years and years ago. He always said, you'll keep yourself busy all day if you throw bass tackle up here.
Yeah.
The pike, walleye, smallmouth, largemouth, muskies. It's just a bonus. It was interesting. We would stay on Lake of the Woods in Ontario every year, and all these big muskie fishermen come up. Now, Dahlberg's going to hate me for saying this. All these big muskie fishermen come up. They have these monstrous tackle, and there's monsters. Now, mind you, I'm designing some stuff like that now. It's kind of hypocritical, but my philosophy is just I'm all over the board. But the tackle they had, and they would just go chucking one of these, 5, 6, 12 pound baits with this huge tackle. And boy, we raised one muskie today. It was successful. I would go absolutely bonkers if I just raised one fish in an 8-hour day in Canada. So I got to catch some. I got that ADD stuff going on. So I like fishing bass tackle on them up north when the big toothed critters are around.
Yeah.
That
So
MGL,
you running a heavy leader on there, or what are you?
Yeah, I threw those Spro fluorocarbon 50-pound fluorocarbon leaders.
Okay.
I like those the best. I used to run those Terminators when they first came out 20 years ago, but I like the Spros. They're cheap. They're good. They hold up good. They don't kink. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my problem around here is I run into the pike more than what DEBO does, I feel like, but I hook up with all the toothy pikes around here.
I was gonna say like some little lures like this, I think, and this is small, like this is small musky stuff. I think this is like a 3.5 ounce or something like that, 3 ounce, but yeah, still haven't caught. Now, like you said, I've raised a couple on the Medusa. Actually, one of these, I don't know if I'll be able to get it undone. Everything's real organized. The little one. Yep.
But you're asking there with that MGL spool. My favorite skipping reel right now for small, you'll see my Grunt Jig we'll talk about, is a Craw 70 MGL. That thing will skip unbelievably.
Yes, unbelievable. I like the MGLs. That's what I was using. Actually, that'll be a video coming up. The SLX MGL. Talk about a burner, man. I think that's going to be an overlooked reel. I need to get a review out on that one.
That MGL spool, my initial prototypes, those A10 Juniors, because they're light, Yep. I'm chucking that thing across the lake with that reel. That MGL
they really will.
Oh, it's and that if you got moving baits, heavy resistance baits, that Chronarch with its teeth, I don't know what they call it. The way the gearing works in that thing, it doesn't wear you out. It's awesome. I'm using
the micro module.
Yeah, I'm using a 4-bladed spinner bait at 7-to-1 gear ratio, throwing it all day.
That was the other day.
There you go.
Can't get it to focus, but yeah, SLX MGL on a little 1/2 ounce was soling in that thing. Nice reels. Okay, so let's get into some of the lure design stuff. So how about the A10? That was a fun one. What was your design on that? Kind of how did that go? Because I think that was the one that you said didn't take long at all to get going, right?
Yeah.
And also kind of behind the scenes, the second question, how does that work for you guys since you own your own factory and stuff?
What was the question?
Oh, am I breaking up?
No, it was me.
I was asking about the A10 kind of design on that. And then the second part is how that's kind of fun for you guys and how you can cut a lot of that stuff out by owning, because Thunderhawk owns their own factory to be able to do that stuff.
Yeah, and again, I'm fortunate. Just the guy asked me to come work for him. The opportunity with this guy is unbelievable. So Thunderhawk, he has 2 plants, physical plants that he owns in Weihai, China. We don't outsource anything. We don't come to somebody and say, hey, can you knock this thing off, or can you make this cheap piece of junk? He's owned these factories for a long time. We make for 25 of some of the biggest lure companies in the world. We manufacture for them. So what we have with that, the resources we have engineers, we have guys that are builders, we have some painters that are phenomenal if you take a look at our stuff. So with that, if I have a concept on something, if I can draw it up my head and put it down on a piece of paper with an idea with Hawk's knowledge and how to build things, man, it is so much faster to do. I can get turnarounds back to me in the prototypes. And that's just what I did on the A10. The whole concept behind the A10, I love those old balsa baits.
I was going to get one of mine to show. You've got good taste and color there, Mike.
Well, no, I'll tell you why. I'll pull this out again. There's this ADD stuff coming out. This color called Purple Sunset, right? This thing, the reason I pulled that out, that's the #1 selling color we got across the country. Nobody can figure it out. We didn't see that one coming.
Tequila Sunrise. That's why. It's Tequila Sunrise. Nobody makes Tequila Sunrise and stuff. I said it was my favorite color too, damn it. Good.
We've had people online, just individuals, consumers buying 6 at a time in that color. I think they're afraid they're going to lose them. But anyway, the whole idea was this. I love fishing balsa baits, flat-sided balsa baits. I love fishing square bills, but I hated fishing balsa flat-sided square bills. And the reason being, they catch fish, but I just beat the crap out of them, and I go through a bunch of them, or it take me 10 of them to get 3 that I actually like. You hear the old stories. If it works, mark the bills, in your tackle box, which one catches fish and which one just throw. So then another problem I had with I like throwing this in the biggest junk I can find, because that's where the fish live. Where you get a reaction bite underneath a piece of tree or a shrub or rocks or riprap or whatever. So I designed this just like the A10 Warthog. If you ever seen that in combat, it goes down, beats the crap out of everything, takes off. And that's what I fish these things on 8-to-1 gear ratio reels. So I started looking underwater and trying to think where a square bill gets hang up, or where grass sticks, or where the hook sticks. So what I did, whole idea was I made it all one piece. There's no transition points anywhere in this head right here, right? So less likely for grass to stick right here. You got to do this opposite on there. There you go. And then it does not hang up with the transition, so it flows better, so it starts moving right away. And you alluded to earlier, the front piece of this, I designed these hooks. We make our own hooks too. Again, fortunate with our stuff, we can make anything. These are our own hooks. And this point, usually when you hit something, deflect off something, a square bill will roll on its side, and that's where it does its thing. That's usually where you get stuck when a hook hits it. So I designed this point right here will never go past the point of this hook. It's impossible. It won't do it. So what you'll see is you can throw this thing in the meanest junk and it'll come through it without getting hung up. Usually when you get hung up on this usually wedges itself on something. If you just give it some slack in the line, it'll back itself up.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Paul made a good point here. He said the A10s swim well and rise quickly if you pause them, so you can really avoid hangups. You know, so that's kind of like your balsa baits, even though they're more expensive. You know, for like bank guys, you know, a bait with a real high buoyancy like that, as soon as you run into something, just pause it, and a lot of times it'll kind of back up and out, and then you can just keep going. Yeah.
Then there's a prop. You know, something. It's again, everything I want done is great with the engineers and Hawk himself. Where another problem was if it goes too fast and it doesn't do what you want, or it doesn't swim right. You know what I mean? And another thing I don't like about a lot of this is a semi-flat. This is about as flat I can get it to do what I want it to do. But we put a weight transfer system in it as well. The little knocker you're hearing is actually the weight transfer that goes to the back of the bait when you cast it. Then it automatically comes back down. And then I put the ball in the back. This is a little interesting point too, that when I was doing R&D on the prototype, I put the ball on the back of the hook instead of the front of the hook, like a lot of manufacturers do. And I found out by doing that, it has a more natural swimming action, rolling type action, and you get less hangups because the nose isn't pointed straight down like that. Nothing really swims like this, right? It swims like this in nature. So when we did that, we hung up less and it swam more natural. And this thing has been, you'll see on this, if you push on this, where are we going here? You pull on that, push on it, that bill is indestructible. And that's the whole idea, because you want to throw a whole idea of throwing a square bill. You want to throw it in the junk where the fish live. But we made these things, all these features, it comes like a lot of things we do. Part of the deal with Hawk was I said, let's make our baits reasonable price, great paint jobs, indestructible, and already come with the hooks you need. There's nothing drives me crazy to go and buy a bait. They say, well, our bait's only $7. Well, then you spend $4 on hooks because their hooks are junk. We already put razor sharp hooks on the right size, everything. Most of our stuff you take right out of the packaging with fishing, and that's what I'm proud of. You don't have to.
That's what I like.
You know,
yeah, that's what I was telling Rich about.
I'm not going to say names. I've seen professionals that make their own square bills that have a hook company that don't put that hooks on their square bills when they sell them. You got to go buy the hook. Anyway, I'll leave that.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah, that kind of stuff throws me. And again, there's part of the deal about being fortunate, the life's experience we had in Hawk and doing all that stuff. We don't have to nickel dime everybody to death. You know what I mean? Let's just make the stuff the way it's supposed to be made. And Hawk really loves it when people go out and catch stuff on our stuff. Man, I'm telling you what, it gives me sometimes chills and goosebumps to see guys, some of the stuff we've been making, and guys, the feedback we get, and guys just killing them on our baits. Makes you feel really good. It does, you know?
Absolutely. what is your? That kind of brings me to a good question. Randy, do you have any questions? You kind of been silent down there.
No,
is it because of the shirt? Randy, this is just
is.
figurative, not literal. You don't have to shut up. We still love you.
The one thing that I found really, really interesting is the one thing that I hate about a lot of crankbaits and things like that is I get super lazy from time to time. If I get grass and things like that hung up, I'll just slap it against the water. I don't know how many crankbaits I have. Speaking of, there's one right there. The bill's broken off of it. I've broken off so many bills just slapping them on the water, hoping to get those weeds and things like that on there. So that's awesome that you have, something that has that much like durability where you're not only, safe from, maybe banging against the water every once in a while, but you made me lose my train of thought there, Michael. Thanks,
Michael, you got to hit me up. Hit me up on Instagram, brother. I don't know if I've talked to you personally on Instagram. Hit me up. I have a little care package for you, my friend. Also, Mark, awesome. Mark, are you on? Mr. Mark Fry, another awesome supporter that has sent me a couple T-shirts. Both you guys, Michael and Mark, hit me up. Both you guys.
Well, here's another little sneak peek on how things are made. Here's the A10, the regular A10, the size of it. That's what I'm working on right there.
That's the big dog.
That is going to be a freshwater predator killer right there.
Yeah, so that looks pretty big, but the thing is that's kind of more of a finesse like crank when it comes to musky stuff. And I've heard like musky, I'm not very good at all with the musky stuff. But from the little I know a lot of guys like to throw a little bit smaller baits in the spring, right when they're kind of coming out. They're going to be getting ready to spawn, which they spawn way earlier than bass in that cold water. But I've heard a lot of guys like to throw those kind of oversized, because what is that, like 2.5 ounces maybe? Yeah,
about 2.5 ounces, 5 inches long. That I picked up on that. You're exactly right. Dahlberg. I was up in Lake of the Woods chasing muskie.
If you have any hookups, we can get Larry Dahlberg on one night.
Oh, I'm sure he would. He's a cool dude, man. He is just his brain works. It's unbelievable. Just a super cool guy, man. Super cool. And that's one thing he taught me was I was talking to him about these muskies I was seeing up in Lake of the Woods in Ontario a couple years ago. I was chasing a water temperature across the lake, right? Now, what I didn't realize what I was doing, I was chasing post-spawn muskies. I did this for 30-mile stretch for a week of the lake. Chased the water temperatures. And he said, doesn't matter what size you throw on them, as long as they can see it, they're going to bite anything because they're going to eat like crazy after the spawn. And they were zombie. They were all beat up, all to hell.
Yeah.
But man,
they get gross looking.
I didn't even know what I was doing. I was in a bass boat. Again, I had all these musky guys out there telling me how to do this, telling me how to do that. I was chucking chatterbaits and spinnerbaits in a bass boat on a 1 million acre lake, and we were catching 3 to 5 a day, muskies, big ones.
What size or what depth does that big size one go to? Like 7 feet?
Right now, I don't know exact to the final prototype. I had it down in Florida. February is my final testing of this because they had a warm water. I'm thinking we're going to be about 8 foot by the time we're done. Because it depends on. I'll know that I'll put it on forward-facing sonar once the final testing's done, because getting tanks over 8-10 foot, that's a lot of damn water.
yeah, right.
So, there's another one.
Oh my!
Look at that monster.
Jerkbait.
8 inches long.
That's another one, like the big. What are they? The big, like 7 or 8 inch husky jerks. Yeah. I think of the Rapalas. I know we're a big one in this. Excuse me. In the spring.
This is going to be a jerkbait with 3/0 treble hooks. It's 8 inches long and 1.5 ounces, and it suspends with a magnetic weight transfer system in it. I can't wait. I'm going to fish that with bass down south.
Yeah, I won't be throwing an 8 inch jerkbait for bass here. What I know one that I was kind of wondering about, and somebody asked it way before. I'm actually caught up on comments. But what is like your number one selling bait, or what is the most popular? You talked about the color, but what are like the one or two like biggest sellers that always go out?
Right now, the biggest sellers are the Sergeant, the Lipless, and the A10s. We're selling a ton of those, absolute ton of them. And then that's also seasonal too. What we're seeing, you know, that's a springtime bait. You know, we're seeing the colors. Really, it's crazy. The colors dictate by when the spawn comes around. Or like in the fall, we saw a lot more shad-based colors being sold. You know, in the springtime, we're seeing a lot more
probably
red.
This color right now. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, this is one that I like. And the cool thing about theirs is, which I don't know many crankbait companies that do this. A lot of the swim bait companies do now, but they've got the rotating, you know, swivels inside on their lipless for the hook hanger, which is pretty cool. I did get a sling one of these the other day. Unfortunately, I didn't have any bites. I was using the clear one. It was all that I had in my truck. But yeah, good motion on it, good casting. The silent, I don't know. Yeah, silent's 1/2 ounce, and then the rattle is 3/4. And it's just the addition of that rattle in there. But yeah, those lipless are pretty sweet. I like those.
That and again, that comes back to having our company's ability to do anything I wanted to do. And my biggest pet peeve, I love fishing lipless. My biggest pet peeve over the year with lipless, I lost a lot of them, and I think it was the hooks, the way they grab it and they got leverage. So like I said, we put these swivels on there so they rotate. And then I don't know if you noticed, but test this out too, is we put the way I put the weight systems and all these, that if you doing a tank test, throw it in a tank, fishing tank, throw it in your lake. I'll have anybody try it. This thing will sit nose down, tail up every time. Every time. You can use it like a jig. If you got a rock bluff in the spring, walk that thing down a rock bluff. It'll sit nose down, tail up, and fish it like a jig. Just try it. It's
I know
pretty
there's
damn cool.
A lot of people like to do that, you know, like the LV. I think it's like the Lucky Craft LV. They'll kind of jig it and bounce it off the bottom. As a bank guy, I don't do that much because then, well, we're donating lures to the lake usually. But yo-yoing is something I like to do, and I noticed that yo-yoed well. So it's, you know, some of them kind of. Go ahead.
You know, Mikey Balls Fishing.
Yeah. Yep.
He was down in Gunnersville last winter when I was in Florida. He was calling me up. He ran out. He said, I am just slaughtering him on the silent version. He was crawling it, rod tip up, as slow as he can go with that silent. He was destroying the fish down in Gunnersville doing that when he couldn't get bit anywhere else. So that's why I wanted two different types of sizes and sound on the lipless, but I want an exact same profile. You know what I mean? They're exactly the same. If you look on the outside, you can't tell them apart until you start shaking them. We spent a lot of time on that Sergeant.
Oh, Rich had a good question. Why only the rotating hook hangers on the Sergeant, on the lipless? How come not on like the A10 or anything?
The reason being is, every time you mess with something in a bait, you got to fix something else to get exactly the motion you want, or the movement, if you will, out of a bait. So the problem being is I never got it just right with the A10 with the motion I wanted because of the weight transfer system in this one compared to the weight transfer system in a lipless. So again, I didn't want to give up what this thing does in the water for the rotating hooks, if that makes sense. It really screwed up when I tried to put them in here. It really screwed up the motion of this thing. The balance was off. I don't know what I'm not that smart. I can't figure it out, so I just left it alone. I hope that makes sense.
Yep, no, that makes sense. Yeah, you change one thing. People are bringing up, and I was hearing that feedback. I didn't know if that was, people are saying it sounds like I'm underwater. Do you guys hear that? Is my stuff kind of muffly, weird sounding?
Yeah. I don't hear you.
Okay, I've had a couple.
Maybe if it's a combo of the headphones. Are you too close? Are you too far away?
Does this sound better?
Is it?
I'll have to look into it. Yeah, I was hearing that on my end too. Thank you all for bringing that up. I don't know. Let me try.
I hear it when I talk as well.
Yeah.
Hey, did Hella Bass get his new boat yet?
Hey, let me jump out real quick, Debo. I'll come right back and see if that fixes.
Okay. He did, but he's been teasing us. I don't think he's actually put out there what it's going to be.
Right. I know he's been looking for a long time. He's up this way a lot from where I'm at in Minnesota.
Paul, here's a good one. Paul, how do you fish the rat Benny? So this is an interesting one. Mr. Mike did send me a couple of these too. So, and I don't, was there like a cool design story or anything behind this one?
That's a Jerry design.
Ah. And what was Jerry's? Because that was funny when I was on Rich's. I was talking about the Jerry Rago swim bait that I had. I'm like, I don't know if that's really a Thunderhawk thing or because like I remember seeing it a while back. But
well, here's to fix all that stuff about Jerry. The questions about Jerry. Jerry's a big swim bait fishing out of the California area, you know. So Jerry makes his own baits one at a time, type of thing, and they're 50, 100, $200 at a time. So we did a collaboration with him to mass produce baits at a much lower cost for him.
Gotcha. I didn't know he made like he did the handmade stuff. Okay.
Yeah, he does the handmade. I mean, he makes some phenomenal swim baits, and he made designed our cha-cha bait. Did collaboration.
That's
rat
the one
Benny.
I had. Yeah, that's when I was on Rich's. That's the one I had was the cha-cha glide. Yeah.
That rat Benny. For guys that are asking, there's a video coming out on our website very soon that actually shows you what that rat Benny. I would just throw it. Use it as a wake bait. Excuse me. It does don't impart any action into it. Just slow roll that thing like a wake bait and just watch it. It's unbelievable. Be honest with you, when I first saw that and Jerry designed that thing, I'm like, okay. I wasn't a big fan myself, and I'm at Thunderhawk. You know what I mean? Until I saw it in the water. And then I saw there's already been 2 10-pounders on a Florida card on it the first week it was out.
That's crazy. So what, I know you don't maybe fish them a lot. I'm not a wake bait guy. That's why I want to give that one a throw, because I don't have like, I've kind of told this on stream before that I can go out and I'm like, I'm pretty confident today's going to be a spinnerbait day. I'm pretty confident I can catch and flip into wood today. But like, there's never a time when I go out and like, oh man, it would be perfect like wake bait time. Right. What have you heard? Like, what is a good? Because I've heard like still like flat calm to a little windy, little ripple. Like what?
I look at it, it's like anything else. Let the fish tell me what's going on that day. I mean, you can draw it up. I like wake baits when it's more calm out. You know what I mean? It's like an overcast, calm day. You know those little slick little days, but you got a little mist in the air. You know what I mean? I like waking that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But and also,
I don't know.
I follow up wake baits. If, like, say, I'm throwing a buzz bait or a topwater bait, they're not hitting it right. I'll throw a wake bait just to get a little more better look for them to look at it. That's more not. When I throw a wake bait when I can't get them to commit to a topwater bait. Excuse me.
All right. What happens if I do this? Did that fix it?
No, he's not got his boat yet.
No, I said he didn't get the boat. I don't know if that fixed everyone. I think it's probably, I'm not sure. Oh, Mikey Ball showed his boat. That's what it was, Ron. Yeah, thank you. Mikey was the one showing his boat. He finally got. Rich doesn't have his yet. Hellabass doesn't have his boat.
Yeah, I know Mikey got his boat out, and then
there's Gramps. I'll put you in touch with Gramps afterwards. I don't know the sperm bill. I don't know what the hell that is.
What the hell is that?
Spoon bill, I think. Ben correct. Randy back in here. Okay, we don't have more questions. So we're almost an hour in. In an hour, Gator says sounds like he's scuba diving. Yeah, Randy, you leaving didn't fix it. I don't know what the hell is going on here.
So
sorry, everyone.
It's got to be you.
Yeah, I don't know if so. I was just telling Mike before, whenever I like redo my stuff, I might have to go check sound here real quick. See if I can.
You should not redo your stuff. You should leave it as is.
So I wanted to get some rapid questions going through here. Mike, did you have anything else you wanted to share? Otherwise, I just wanted to give a reminder we are giving away. I've got one of his to-go packs. So the Thunderhawk Go packs here. It's going to be $100 worth of stuff. We're going to pick just a random winner tonight. And then also for Thunderhawk was nice enough to put a 20% code together. Anybody that purchases, use, I think it's Debo Fishing 20 is what they set up. They're going to let it go for a week. And then anybody that purchased from that, Mike's going to give me all the names. I'm going to put them in a random drawing. And it's going to be like a $300 giveaway he sent over to me to give away. So
that go bag is already sold out once.
That's a cool idea. I like that. Like I said, I got like a little $20 cheapie one on Amazon. I like those.
I want a Thunderhawk hat. How do I get one? Be patient.
I want some Debo merch. Same thing. People got to be patient.
I did see somebody did ask, what are you guys having any issues with your supply chains or anything like that? Or are you managing to not get caught up in that somehow?
No, only be honest with you, the problem we have is with shipping, and it's everywhere.
Sure.
You even having problems shipping here in the United States. It's I don't even want to get into that politically, but we had some forethought, whatever you want to call it, into this whole thing, and it just makes me angry to talk about it. But at the same time, we're way ahead of the game because we manufacture. If we don't have something, Hawk, I mean, he's a genius. He really is. We just make it, and that's the best way I can describe it. We don't have.
I didn't know if maybe it was that you talked earlier to some good extent that you have a good relationship with your across the pond counterparts. I didn't know if there was anything special that you had there, or maybe if it's 6 of one and half dozen of another, making sure that you're staying above par.
Well, just in a nutshell, the supply chain across the world, no matter what you're looking at, what hard goods or soft you're making for people, has everything to do with politics, politician, and government ideas more than anything else. So I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get.
I know one I wanted to ask about, and I think, Mike, what happens if you turn your volume down a little bit? If that fixes it?
Hey?
Is it really, really loud on your side?
No.
No. Uh-oh, I killed Mike. Rest in peace, Mike. I asked him to turn it down. Oh no, it started off so good. There we go.
All right. We doing all right?
Yep. I think we're still getting, I think maybe, I think it might have fixed it a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. People are going to have to deal with it. I don't know. I am not a tech guy still. I did see White Whale Fishing joined as a new member. White Whale, thank you, brother. I appreciate. Uh-oh.
That sounds like one of those little, the xylophones with the
what happened?
Or a steel
Mike.
drum. Did we end up in Jamaica somehow and we're steel drumming it up or what?
Did this turn into a Nintendo game? I think this turned into Castlevania somehow.
I just got a free guy. Well, how'd that work out?
Oh man, Mike's playing Castlevania now. I'm not sure what's happening. Sam, so the giveaway, we're gonna do the giveaway here in a little bit. I don't know what happened to Mike. I'm gonna actually remove him. I'm gonna remove him here and add him back.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Nailed it. Jaman. Oh, hey, just FYI, quick. FYI,
I don't know what happened. I killed Mike. Well,
you didn't miss out on anything.
Here, I'm going to remove him and tell him to
click the link again.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him to get in and click the link again. I'm sorry, everyone. Of course, this would happen. So yeah, we'll be doing a random giveaway. I'm still going to grab everyone that's in here right now, get it going. James P called me a clown. I know my streams are a clown. I'm just a random guy that can't get crap right. I'm sorry, dude. Sorry, I suck at life.
Shut up.
Hey, yeah, did the echo go away?
It did.
Echo went away. I told y'all it was Mike's fault.
I mean, get a couple of likes and for everybody that thinks DEBO doesn't suck, I'll drive down there if we hit like 6, and I'll punch him in the face or something like that. Well, I see a bunch of yeses already, so I'll be down there, DEBO. Don't worry.
Okay, yeah, Echo is gone. So yeah, I think it was Mike. I don't know what happened there. Good Lord, I'm sorry, everyone. I just told Mike to jump back in. Beep boop. We got people saying it turned into a Nintendo game. People are saying he turned into beep boop. Punch his sandwich, Gramps. If anybody ever punches my sandwich, dude, that would piss me off so much. That's one thing that gets me going. So Randy, I don't know if you've ever been on
sandwich punching.
Yeah. So the plan is okay. Here we go. Chief Dove. Oh Lord, I ruined it. Oh, I think we're back. I think we got you back, brother. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
I shouldn't have told you to mess with stuff.
I think it was on your end. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You're kind of skipping. There we go. Try not touching your phone. Just leave your phone. Don't touch your phone. Don't move your phone. Don't do anything to your phone. Hopefully we'll get you back here. Let's see, because I wanted to ask Mike a couple other Paul. Okay, Paul, good question. My discount code, and it's not mine. I'm not sponsored by him or anything. This was just something Thunderhawk was nice enough to do for a live. But I put it in the video description below. I think it's DEBO Fishing 20. I put it in the detail down there. You can click their website. But yeah, they were nice enough to do this. And like I said, $100 giveaway tonight, and then like almost $300 worth of stuff we're going to be giving away after the week goes by. So they're going to leave it open for a week. You can use the 20% off. Anybody uses that 20% off, they're going to give like $300 worth of lures away. So, okay, Mike, are we back? Can you hear us? Oh, he's barely moving. I don't know what happened. It was okay. I think we got you back. You're moving now. You back, Mike? Oh, it was going so well. Here I told him.
I just I put the code and 1 week in the comments just real quick.
Okay.
DEBO Fishing 20. Fishing.
Yeah, one question I got, I won't know. A lot of people were asking about, and maybe this would be a good question for Mike. When I showed these on my channel, people are like, it looks like the G-Crack Bellows gill. They do look really similar, so I don't know how that whole thing came to be. Yeah, but they're grenades. So if you look at their grenades, they come in a 4-pack. They've got the smaller ones and the bigger ones. This is okay. Let's see if we can add them back to the stream. Okay, Mike, I think we got you back again. You hear us? You've been taken over by a robot. Don't let me text Mike and tell him to just set his phone down.
Somebody said Stubby needs to save us all. Get him quick.
Funny thing is, I think it's when he was moving his phone, because earlier when I got him on, he was moving his phone, like getting it set up, and it was messing up. I told him to put his phone down. Oh, there we go. You're good. You're good.
Oh,
no. Okay. So anyway,
100%
people were asking about the grenade. Oh, I think we got you back. You're good now. What happened? It's perfect.
I haven't done anything different. I'm just sitting here.
Okay, just set it down and don't touch the phone. I think it's like when you were moving the phone, it was jacking stuff up. I don't know why. See if it catches up. But anyway, so we were talking about the grenades. Yeah, and they're made out of, like, I don't know what their material is called. I know there's a couple of these on the market now, but it's like this Elastec type super strong stuff. So people were asking that. Yeah, these are pretty cool. And it looked like he was good, and now he's not.
Is that a Helgramite?
No, Helgramites creep me out though.
Oh, when you had it stretched out, it kind of looked Helgramite-y.
Yeah, these things are pretty cool. Oh, I think we got you there, Mike. Are you good?
Oh,
no. Is it a nasty thunderstorm? Maybe, I'm not sure. No, okay.
Calling from walkie-talkie.
So are you on a can phone?
Did I catch a 9er in there? Is it a jitterbug? Do you have just
Yeah, I agree. Lion Mike, I think this is somehow Dizzle's Wi-Fi,
Oh
Walmart
my
Wi-Fi is just
God.
messed up.
Oh.
Here, this is the deal. Dizzle sent his
Hey.
Mickey Stark hit squad. I'm like, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Now you're perfect. Now you're good.
I'll just sit right here with my arm up in one hand and my leg holding another way.
Put your tinfoil, put the tinfoil
Yeah, I was
hat
just
on
gonna
the
say-
rabbit ears and put that on your head.
Tinfoil
I don't know,
hat.
but Matt, we got a storm coming through here, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think you can try sitting down again now. I think you might be okay.
Let me try. If I lose you again, we'll do the ET shuffle.
Okay. Yeah, so we went off the rails. We've still got 230 people in here that stuck with us through the craziness. All right, you're still good.
Oh, I'm a little lagging, but okay.
You're fine on our end.
Okay, good deal.
And there's no whale echo now either.
All right, I'll just hold it up. I'm holding my pinky toe funny.
Okay, so we got some questions about the grenades. So what,
Yeah.
like I was saying before, it's not, I'm sure this isn't Elastec, so it's your, I don't know if it's like proprietary or just some sort of like super durable plastic.
Yeah, we call it, you know, we got real creative in the name. We call it Thunderhawk Indestructible.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, Hawk came up with that stuff, about 2 years ago. And we've been playing with it forever. We played it with worms. We played with all kinds of stuff. We waited. We'd had just the right bait we wanted. We've been working on that bait there for a long time too, the grenade. And it's just taking off like crazy. And I've heard a lot of comparisons. Again, we're knocking people off, whatever. However, we don't charge you $10 for something you get 1 or 2 fish out of each bait with. So I've got as many as 30 fish on each one of those baits in our testing without having to replace it. So
that's nice.
I love critics.
There's nothing worse than dealing out the big bucks and casting once and your bait's gone.
Well, just a little trade secret. We don't invent the wheel. We just make that wheel a little more efficient sometimes. And I'll just leave it at that. It's not the critic accounts. If the guys want to help me design baits, I'll be happy to listen. You know what I mean? But again, we want to have guys fish stuff that they can use and not spend a fortune on the day of fishing. You can go. Like I said, I got as many as 30 fish on each one of those without having to replace it. And it's $6 a package, not $10 for whatever.
Right.
But
so I guess one question
fish.
I had for you as far as, the entire process goes, and this could be, too much of a deep dive type of question, but like, what is the process how does that bait idea, style, concept just pop into your head? And then what's your next step after that? You just get to wherever, grab a piece of paper and kind of sketch it out, or what's your high level steps, I guess?
Well, to be honest with you, a lot of the steps right now with Thunderhawk is what do we don't have in fishing the water column. That's what we look at. You look at the column from top. I'll be honest with you, you also have to look at trends in the markets too. And it's a tricky deal. We try to target the fish more than anything, but if you can have the best bait in the world, but if it don't sell, you're not going to make any money and go bankrupt. And that's the bottom line. So it's a fine line there to do, but we try to, Hawk and I sit down to try to figure out in our lineup what fishes different parts of the water column at different times of the year, whether it be a soft plastics, hard baits. And I just kind of go through there. Okay. Like the A10, I had a void in there. I like fishing square bills, but I like that water column more than anything else where the wood's at, the rocks are at, that's where the fish are at. How do I get a bait through there? That's the way I'm trying to think anymore. And Dahlberg taught me a lot about simplifying the concept of lure making. A lure has a very simple thing. Cast it as far, you got to try to cast it as far as you can. It's got to attract the fish or it's useless, right? And then a fish commits to it. Next thing you want to do is be able to land the fish and bring it back. Right. And when I started decluttering the brain about all the other outside information about what a lure should be, if I just keep those simple concepts, I want to cast as far as I can, get it to the depth I want it to fish at, or the water column, if you will. Then more importantly, it's got to attract the fish. Then when it does, you want to land a fish.
Exactly.
And sometimes some of these manufacturers getting so far out in left field with guys that don't fish, just engineers, more or less, that they can have the neatest paint jobs, the neatest concept in the world, but if that little green thing doesn't want to come up and bite it, it's useless. Or
So, Mike,
the next problem is if it doesn't last and it breaks and it tears apart before you get the fish back to the boat, or it doesn't land them, it's no good either. So there's a lot of things that go into that. And then the biggest thing, when I first started designing lures, the biggest hurdle I had was concept in the head is different than concept underwater.
Sure.
Sound travel, the way it moves in the water, the aerodynamics in the air, and then the hydrodynamics once it's in the water. You got to put it all together.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the casting aspect of it. That's something that just hurts my head even starting to think about, like how it casts versus how it swims back, and how do you make both of them work together and play nice in the sandbox.
Yeah, and I got my house. I got a 40-foot pool. It's almost 10 foot deep. And I test a lot. And I got a pond in the backyard, and then I got another pond with a boat ramp down the other part of the property, my friend's house. So I'm all the way down to about 30 feet of crystal clear water to test in. And then we got my biggest down there in the pond. The pond in my backyard, there's no boat ramp. It's just about an acre pond. But I got different things going on in that. But then down the road, my buddy Robert owns Beach Bum Vacations. He's got a 5-acre pond that's 30 foot deep with a boat ramp. And we got that. He dyes it so it's crystal clear. And we test out a lot of stuff between those three places, between my pool. And then once I get that idea down, then we take it to real lakes across the country. We test a lot in Minnesota. I've done a lot of testing just because the bites are so high up there, Florida, Texas. I hate it. Hawk sends me to do R&D in Florida in February. It just breaks my heart.
Darn.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
Terrible.
I've got two things. One, I want to hit you with some rapid fire questions, and we're going to do our giveaway. And two, Randy, why don't you have a 5-acre pond with a boat dock? The hell?
I do. You've never asked.
You dirty rat. Okay. So, one, does this soft plastic material eat other like plastisol plastics? Like,
yes. Do not mix the two.
Okay, makes sense. I'm assuming this is floating then. Doesn't feel salty. Is it a floating plastic?
Absolutely floats.
Okay. Now ducks and deer. I think who was it? Somebody thanked me for Justin, my brother Justin Beard thanked me. But ducks and deer said, I rigged up one of you were talking. I was rigging up one of the grunts on here so people could see because it's got that little like hook hanger. I rigged it like the Elastic where I pull it up over it. But he asked if you could show us how you put it on. Do you have like a little secret for it or something?
No, the secret is be patient.
Okay, be patient.
That grunt jig, I'll thread a camel crawl through the grass jig and a camel crawl junior on the grunt jig. But what I'll do is you got to thread it through there if you put it on like a jig or something. But what I do, a little secret that shouldn't be a secret, I use the mini, the smaller grenade on the grunt jig. Mm-hmm. I use it like a chunk. Traditionally how people put chunk, just spike it.
Oh, yeah. That's probably why he was asking it.
Snout hook it.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. That one out here.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Look at that. Oh, shit.
That's why he was asking.
See, look at that.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Interesting. Huh. So then that kind of floats up.
Think of it just like a chunk. When you do it like that, and this thing, it could be free rigged. It could be drop shot. Just think in your mind how to use it.
That's what I told Randy was I thought about these on the free rig for him. He's a big fan of the free rig the last couple of years.
Free rig. If you look on our Instagram and our other stuff, you'll see a 12-pounder all there came victim to one of those already.
So you're saying if I throw one of those, I can catch a 12-pounder?
If you move out of Iowa.
I was gonna say, where was that at though, Mike? It wasn't in Iowa, was it?
If you go south of, let's say, Indiana,
1,800 miles.
Yeah.
So I was gonna rig one of these up. Yeah, they sent me. Mike sent me some of the Camel Craw Juniors, which I actually really like. I kind of like these better than the bigger ones for a jig trailer, specifically because Randy and I throw the finesse jig so much. But this one, I'm not gonna rig it on here real quick. But this one fits this little grunt jig perfect, and I'm assuming you guys kind of did that for a reason, right?
Yep. I tell you, have that color is called Kissimmee Gill because the bluegills I was seeing down at Kissimmee Lake down in Florida. And then I put that a June bug trailer behind it, and the different colors just work great together.
That's
and
actually
then,
what I picked. That's exactly what I picked out for it. I was like, I'd throw a June bug on. That's a June bug.
Yeah. And then we got one called the Blue Craw, the color Blue Craw. It's got several colors in it.
That was one of my other favorites. Yep.
And then I got a trailer called the MN Special, Minnesota Special. It matches it to a T.
And then my other favorite that you sent was, just regular green pumpkin. But I noticed you put the, I like the Flashaboo in it. That's pretty cool. I know a lot of companies are kind of adding a few strands of that. Pig Jig, my buddy from Pig Jig sent me some. He makes some, by hand, does hand stuff. But he had a few of these in there. He made like a special black and purple one for me. Yeah, I like the Flashaboo in there. And like you said, it does make a difference in the sun. Kind of like a soft plastic with flake in it. And I go back to the day me and Brando were out on the boat. I was just throwing a wacky rig, and that red flake, like a watermelon red flake, it was crazy how much that red flake stood out. Oh, here was the Blue Craw that you had. Okay, so let's pick a winner here real quick. So everybody that's in here right now, I'm going to put a hashtag up, and then I'm going to pick your brain on a few more. Everybody can get ready to do some kind of rapid fire questions. But let's see. So I'm way behind on comments.
It's interesting. I was at that tackle store earlier today, Zero Tolerance, and the customer was asking me that exact question, was how to put that grenade on the back of a grunt jig. That's interesting.
Well, so that's a problem that a lot of people have. And I think it was an old Brian Latimer video where he showed like a Laztec. A Laztec doesn't just ride up on, because like you have that little hook hanger. How am I going to do this? Mm-hmm. You have that little hook soft plastic keeper that's a wire. And when you take soft plastic, like in a Laztec or anything, and try to put it up on there, it'll bunch and it won't get over it. But the best tip that I've ever seen on that, and again, this isn't me, I can't claim it. Where did I put those? This was a Brian Latimer thing.
Paul Wyman says mend it. That's all you need.
Yeah, use mend it. That's what Randy does. He doesn't even hook it in there. He just mends it on there. The biggest tip that I learned from Brian Latimer was to pinch and pull. And it's kind of hard to see on these. They don't really have like the round shape, but instead of like trying to keep pushing it up over, like when you're threading this on, instead of trying to keep pushing up it on, pinch it and pull it up over that hook hanger. And it's night and day difference when you're throwing those on like a regular Ned rig. Pinch
and
it.
Another thing on the way to fish that thing, the small one, I've been using it on beds, fish, largemouth that are on beds, on a net head with the little one, an exposed hook.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Yep.
And I like a little stouter, but it's got to have the right keeper.
Has that little wire
cone
keeper
in the middle of it, kind of a cone. Those will not thread on a wire, a spiral wire. Forget it.
Oh no! I mean like the wire like you have on the grunt, like the wire soft, like the
or a cone, like a lead cone.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, like a Z. I think everybody's kind of used
BMC makes one of those. Somebody else makes one too. That I've been using the BMC one on that, just destroying fish on beds with the little one.
Okay, so we're doing. Oh, there's already 11 entries. Who's been guessing? You guys are crazy. Somebody's already guessed it. Tonight the guess is going to be hashtag Thunder. We have people are putting hashtag Thunderhawk. So just hashtag Thunder. Let me share real quick, and we will pick here in a little bit. Okay, 15 inch. So hashtag Thunder. That's all you have to put in there. Hashtag Thunder. We'll get a winner picked here in a minute. So I'm gonna scroll back. I'm gonna hit you again with now. Did you say there was something about the Grunt? Because you said that was kind of one of your babies. Anything you wanted to say about that one? I really like that one. That's a cool little jig.
If you're a finesse jig guy, or a guy that likes to skip jigs, or a guy that likes to fish jigs through riprap and brush piles, try it. Just try it. As I did the video, as I said before, it's like that late. It's like, oh, I can't say that word. If it's like that potato chip company, when you try just one, you want more, you know. That thing, I spent a ton of time on the computer system testing it, to where I wanted a fish comes up and just barely touches that thing. It does a taste test, as they call it. It's done. It's over. The hook point coming up, even the bend and the fiber guard there, the weed guard, the way the head's designed to come through cover, way I designed it to skip, and how small the diameter of the hook is, but at the same time, that hook will not bend out. You have a hard time bending that hook. It's not a tiny wire.
It's that good kind of middle. It's definitely not a finesse like swim jig. It's not a real thin wire, but it's not crazy. To me, this is kind of like the middle wire. This is what I like a regular dirty jigs. You know, everybody knows dirty jigs, like they're kind of regular wire, I guess is what
you can use a medium action all the way to a heavy action rod with that thing. Not worry about it.
Yeah, and the weed guard isn't crazy stiff. You know, you said even around wood, this will do okay. Because it's pretty light.
Yep, it does great. And again, everything works in conjunction with each other, where a lot of times jig guys make way too heavy of a weed guard because they're so afraid to get hooked. But if you got the head design right, to move and deflect, the same time the weed guard does its thing and the hook point where it's at, they all work together. The final prototype I took up to Minnesota last October in that bone color, and they wouldn't leave it alone. And then my hookup ratio, the land ratio, was phenomenal. So then I took it down to Florida in Kissimmee in February, and I threw it in the heaviest, thickest lily pads I can find, because I love to fish a jig through lily pads, but you get that V part, or the root system, you're always getting hung up in it. I wasn't getting hung up. I love it. I love that jig. We're coming out. That's a 3/8. We're coming out with a 5/8 probably here by ICAST too.
Yeah, Randy and I are definitely in the demand
for it.
Those are perfect.
The 3/8. 3/8 is overall great small jig, in my opinion.
Bank fishing. Yep. Swimming it. Here's a good one for R Showers. What is your absolute go-to Thunderhawk bait? And he puts in quotes, if I can get them to order some of these, they'll be back for more. What is I guess your best seller, or one of the most confident lures you have? Listen, if you try some of these, you'll like it.
What I just said earlier, the Sergeant, the Square Bill, the Grunt with a Camel Craw, they'll be back. They will be back. If they like fishing any type of those things like that, I believe we have the best for what those kind of things do. I mean, if you want to just go out, no nonsense, go fishing, not get hung up every cast, not lose a bait every time you slap it on the water and break stuff. And the whole idea is, again, you're having a better time if you're enjoying yourself, right? It doesn't cost you a fortune. So all those baits are around hard bait. My hard baits are $10. It'll be your code, and I get it for $8.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Use the code. They're only doing it for a week. And again, they don't sponsor me. They're not paying me to say this. Mike was generous to do this all on their own. So thanks to Thunderhawk for this. He said, will they dissolve, need a better name? Said, will they dissolve Z-Man plastic? So can you put these in, like the grenades, in with Elastec? No.
I haven't tried it. I don't mix them with anything else, because I saw what they did with I had a package of Camel Craws. I threw a couple of the grenades in when I was testing them out, and it was a mess.
Turned into goop. Yeah, that's any of those. It seems like any of those stretchy Elastec type stuff, I just always keep them separate.
We even have to create different molds for that stuff too, with vents and different things because when they mold, you make plastic baits, so it's a different venting system with that stuff.
Quick response. Here's an interesting. He says, "What does the future of Thunderhawk look like? Will we see exceptional baits that change the game?" He said, "I'm very curious and interested in the brand," and I think that's kind of a lot of stuff in here. We've still got almost 250 people in here, and a lot of people are saying, "Yeah, this stuff looks cool." I've never heard of you guys though, and I think a lot of that's you being newer. Like you said, you don't do a bunch of crazy marketing. It's not like,
We're not going to throw an infomercial out there. We're not we create a flying lure or whatever the hell I want to call it.
banjo minnows in the future.
I can't even talk about that guy. With the future, that's like that old song, "The Future's Bright." I think with Hawk's support and the staff that we're creating across the country, we're going to be a grassroots company. You look at some companies that are come and gone and faded. Our big goal is, with also some things we're working on right now, business plan and some reinvestment and some other strategies and ideas across the country, not only here, but other places too, that I think we're going to be solid. I think we're going to be great shape, but we don't want to rush it. We don't want to flood it with a bunch of stuff that, then if I can't keep up with supply and demand, I don't want to do that either to people.
I've seen companies do that, and that's just as frustrating because, oh, hey, we just launched this, that's amazing, and then it's out for 2 weeks, and then you can't get it again for 6 months, and it's like, why the hell?
So we're trying to do it, and beyond totally honest. I say this but we're trying like hell to do it the right way. Just because with social media the way it is, and everybody else, we don't want our reputation killed in a day. We work too hard on it to
Randy,
build a reputable.
Are you reading comments, Randy? I didn't know if that's what you were laughing at.
No, I was half and half. I was reading comments and reading how to get measured for a kilt.
Oh my God!
There's so much
Mr. Randall Pink
it.
Floyd was asking, "How do we win one of the sweet cat astronaut paintings behind you?"
It's crooked, super crooked. I don't know. Go to At Home, one of your local At Home store. I think they have them for sale there.
Okay, we're at 161. Let's see. Let's get this up to 170. We've still got 250 people in here. Let's get up to 170. I'm picking a winner. I know one of the questions I was going to ask was, are you guys ever going to do so I noticed a lot of your jigs are kind of multi-purpose, like swim/flip. Are you guys ever going to do like a round ball head type jig or like a dedicated, has that ever come across, or is it like, there's a bunch of those out there already?
Yeah, just like you said.
Yeah. And that's a good thing, because I had a couple of people asking about a finesse jig. So Randy, I hate to say this, but I think, and Chris, I don't know if Chris Russ is in here, but I'm going to show another company's jig, because this might be one of my favorite finesse jigs as far as rocks go. Hold on. Randy, find a question. Somebody else leave a good question here.
I never say never, but again, we don't want to. If it's the market's already flooded with something, I mean, what's the use?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I could make my own, and I'm actually going to try to hopefully. Oh, Tyler Hook Sets Freeze in here. Good guy, Tyler. If you're going live, feel free to put your time and stuff in here. He usually goes live later, so people can join him. Feel free to throw that in, or anybody else that's going live tonight. I did see Gramps in here. Rich, I don't know if you guys are going live. If anybody is, all good supporters of my channel, love you guys. Always feel free to put your stuff in here so everybody knows. What do we have for numbers?
Okay, so at
3 more. We need 3 more people. Come on, people.
855 GC asked, do you guys tie your reaction baits onto the line, or do you use a snap/swivel? So chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, crankbaits, etc. Me personally, I don't use a swivel of any sorts. I could probably have saved quite a bit of money by doing so if I found one that worked well for me. But personally, I tie direct line to direct lure outside of, like a leader on a spinning rod or something like that.
What was the question? I didn't have my stuff on. I'm sorry.
855 GC asked about reaction baits and tying them directly to the line or using a snap / and or swivel.
855 GC. His name is just GC.
G space C.
Oh, here you go. Yeah, and actually somebody asked me this earlier, Mike. Where was it? Somebody asked me about this when I was showing them. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I don't know why this one specifically brought it up for the grunt, but he said, do you guys tie reaction baits directly to the line, or do you use a snap / swivel, chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, crankbaits? So even something like this, somebody was asking me about the grunt, like, how would you tie to that one? So my thing is, I'm not a definitely not a snap swivel guy, unless it's going to be something that's spinning like a fluke or something that's going to like cause line twist. But even just a snap, I personally don't ever use snaps on anything if I can get away with it, because it's just one more thing that can break. So I don't know how you roll, Mike, but like for a spinnerbait, chatterbait, even this grunt, like I would fish it just like I would a jig, and I'm tying directly to that line tie. I'm not using a snap or anything like that.
Anything bottom contact or anything like that's non-reactionary bait, like a moving bait, a jig or a Texas, anything, you got to tie direct. There's because that bottom contact is one more time that you can open up stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep. Now the only time I'll deviate from that is there are some baits, and I'm just going to use this one. I personally wouldn't, because it's a wood bait, but there are some baits that I will use a snap on instead of a split ring to give that bait more motion. So that's why like some guys will on hard baits tie a loop knot or even line like a topwater bait. But like some crankbaits, some jerk baits will come with like kind of crappy split rings or like really small ones. I'll just take those off and use a snap. So, and a lot of times there's a lot of guys that just snap directly to the split ring too. Mm-hmm. You can do that. Doesn't matter. But some guys will do it and they believe it gives it more like motion or action. That's really the only time I use them. But
I use a lot of snaps on my moving baits. I think I just got so much confidence in them over the years. And a lot of it came from when I can only afford one rod and reel. I can change colors real
easy
quick.
Swap. Yep.
Yeah, it was an easy swap. And then you got to watch how many times in a day you open and close it, because every time you do that, it weakens it just a little bit, you know?
Yep.
But I think a lot of it was over the years, you know, I go trips up to Canada. I'd save up all year to buy a rod and reel, and I have two of them for the whole trip. And I got everything I want to try that I bought that year. So, you know, and I didn't want to retie all the time.
Right. All right. Well, let's go ahead and grab our winner. We hit 170 here. So anybody that's staying for the giveaway can get out. Ron, how come you're so grumpy tonight? He said, whatever, I'm tired. Come on, Ron. This is supposed to be fun. If you guys don't like my stuff, there's no reason you have to sit through it. Go watch, I don't know, old MASH episodes. All right, here we go.
I love old MASH episodes. Me and my dad used to watch them all the time.
Oh, there was Jeff Lauer. Mantuba Fishing. Are you up in Canada? Is it seriously another Canadian winner here? It's going to cost me.
You didn't even. Oh, look at that bird's nest in that picture. Oh, Lordy.
Yeah. Hey, we've all been there. I was going to say too, you have to be present to win. So yeah.
That's going to cost some money in shipping, Debo.
It always does. I always forget to say it before, but I shipped. I don't feel as bad as Rich. Rich and I did a box swap, so I picked out $50 worth of baits for him. Oh no, he's in Missouri. Cool. All right, Mr. Mantuba Fishing. Take a screenshot of your YouTube so I know it's you, and then shoot me your address over to DEBO'SFishing@gmail.com. Yes, we have had snakes trying to get free lures out of Debo and saying, "Hey, I'm the winner." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Send me your YouTube," and they're like, "Oh, I can't do that."
Tell him that that stuff he just won, he'll like fishing at Table Rock and Lake of the Ozarks.
I heard Lake of the Ozarks. I was talking to somebody that said Ozarks was crazy this year, messed up fishing, and I didn't feel bad because Ron was on the river all day. Ron, I feel for you, man. I was just teasing anyway. I know you're always a YouTube watcher. Live watcher anyway. Okay, listen, talk about being behind on stuff. Fishing friends, I have to admit, I am so far behind on YouTube video comments. It's stupid. And I literally used to hang my hat on being one of the few guys that replied to every message and be like, find another YouTuber that does that. You can't. Like, I am better than people because of that. And now I'm one of them that hasn't caught up for like 2 months. So
I honestly I get it and I understand, Debo. I tried keeping up on comments that I made on your videos that
It's,
had some sort of direction
it's
towards me, and
ridiculous.
I'm still just like I can't. I don't what who
So man, too,
where.
but dude, it's ridiculous, man, too. But hit me up with your address and a screenshot of your YouTube, so I know it's you, brother, and I'll get you at that $100 pack with the sling bag and all the deals in there and lures. Okay, let's do as the Burley Bunch would call it, Rolling Thunder. Some fast questions. Tyler, did I miss it? Tyler, are you or Rich going live later?
I didn't see it.
For Thunderhawk.
If they are, what's that?
Nice little comment for Thunderhawk.
Where was that? What time?
No, you're saying Rolling Thunder.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, yeah. We're not talking about the warthog again, but yeah, somebody,
Okay.
I think it was Justin. I think it was Justin that said as soon as you said A10, and dude, that's the thing. So my dad is huge into like army planes and, like that kind of stuff, the old, like the Mustang is his favorite out of all the old, like he loves the Mustang, but the A10 was always my favorite plane. And it's funny because I've got a couple buddies that were in the army. One of which was out, when they were doing the flybys and stuff, and it's the and then gone, that sound. He's like, dude, it gives you chills.
The new one's out now.
Is that real? Is that the actual tactical Bassin stopped into one of my lives? Are you freaking kidding me?
Hey, tell them that's them. I sent them an email. They owe me an email. Tactical Bassin.
I would have guessed that they had no clue that I even existed. Holy crap. I don't know if it's Matt or Tim. I've always sent folks your way. I don't watch your videos, guys, because I don't watch any YouTube really.
I don't know if that's them or not.
I don't know. Probably not. But if it is, cool.
If it is, you owe me an email, Tim.
Okay, so let's get some Rolling Thunder in here for what do we got here? Dude, James nailed it. Debo, it's not like you have a job or family or work or any of that stuff. Yeah, about 18 million things trying to keep this going. So Ducks and Deer asked if you're ready for tomorrow, Mike. I don't know what's tomorrow, but
yeah, I get to meet with a bunch of high school kids that love fishing tomorrow night.
Oh, right. Yeah, you did say that.
What's that mean? That's just like a good day, I guess, huh?
Do what?
That's just like a good day. There's nothing to get ready for on that.
It's like last night I was invited to a dinner up here. Get this. I had fried fish, smoked fish, fried quail. What the hell else we have? Bunch of cheese and stuff. A venison. Oh, yeah, I had venison tenderloins all in one meal up here. They invited me up for dinner and they had all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm in.
Damn, that's awesome. Mr. Randall Pink Floyd asked, what's your favorite jerkbait color? And this doesn't necessarily have to be like in your line if you have, an old school favorite or anything.
My favorite color?
Yeah. Yep. Favorite jerkbait color. What is it? Tell us.
Bone. Keep it simple.
Mine is
literally, I was just going to say bone.
Mine's definitely not bone. It would be like the like a sexy-ish, like a see-through-ish translucent sexy shad has done really well around here. I think if I could only pick one, but it depends, if it's cloudy, if it's real clear water, so yeah, if you guys
one.
Sorry, I was just going to say real quick.
Don't
if you
get
guys
a
want
lot
to join, I think there's a delay. Go ahead, Mike. Take the podium.
My second one that people don't talk about a lot, as is one of my favorite lipless colors and jerkbait colors, is that gold, chrome, and black back.
Oh, yeah.
What's one of my buddy's favorite? Gold black back is his favorite.
If you got a little stain in the water on a sunny day, it's a smasher.
That's just it. Yep. Just a little bit of color. Oh, Aaron, I didn't know if it was them. After Mike said, I don't think that's really even them. I doubt it's even them. Opinions on the 13 Fishing new swim bait line. If this is really tactical bassin, I don't think they'd ask me what I thought, but I haven't fished them. I'm not a huge swim bait guy. I have only got a couple of the 13 Fishing lures. Love their reels. I've got a couple of their rods I really like, but I don't know. Mike, have you used any of the new 13 fishing swim baits? Probably not. Do you
What was
use
that?
a lot? Do you use a lot of other company stuff, or do you pretty much go out like is most of your time spent R&D on your
Yeah.
guys'
Oh,
stuff?
yeah. I use other company stuff all the time.
I didn't
If
know
I
how that
like it,
went.
I'll use it. You know, if we don't have, especially if we don't have it in our lineup,
That makes
certain
sense.
things. You know, we only have a couple things of soft plastics right now. So I use, I'm not a big swim bait guy, even we got them. I like ours, but I'm not, again, it goes back to that musky fishing stuff. I'd rather be more efficient, you know?
Let's see. I'm going to jump over. I didn't see him back in here again, so I don't think it was really them. But we'll go take a look at it real quick because somebody's like, "Are you going to look at the question?" Let's go over to Tackle Warehouse and see if they have them out here, because I honestly don't even know what the new swim baits are. Like I said, I'm not a huge swim bait guy. Somebody else said they think it was Jim Tackle Junkie trolling me on his burner account. Probably.
That seems about right.
13 Fishing. Let's see. 13 Fishing's new swim baits. I don't even know. Is it like the big? Is it the big type swim baits or what? I do like 13 Fishing reels. The Concept A2 is pretty sweet. Let's see. Are any that say new? Oh, okay. I have seen these. I did see this one actually. I did see the gill, and I thought, man, that gill does look pretty sweet. I have not fished any of them yet. Do you use a lot of stuff like this? I know you guys have some of your own bigger swim baits, but do you guys use a lot of this stuff like the big soft swim baits?
Yeah, our burner brim is a great one. Burner brim that Jerry designed. It's on Tackle Warehouse and it's our website too.
So
we have the Thunderbelly.
Is it under the I think they put it under the Jerry Rago.
Yeah, they put it on the Jerry. Kind of a weird deal.
Oh, those are pretty cool.
Yeah, those are his.
That one's good.
And then we have one that's already pre-rigged.
Let's see.
Versus having to.
Oh, there it is. We got some great colors too.
That one's a sweet one. Dang.
That one looks real good.
Huh. Yeah, I honestly don't fish this type of stuff much. I'll be honest. I had one, and I think somebody sent me a recommendation. It was a tactical bassin video. They're like, you should grab some of these. And it was I think a Matt Lures, super realistic. But again, they're like, I want to say like 25, almost $30. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll give it a try. I did like these. I like that you guys give these with the hook. These, I definitely do fish this type of stuff.
Yeah, the Thunderbelly, it's our own wide gap swim bait hook with pre-weighted. It's got a 1/4 ounce already on it. It's about the perfect size and weight for that. So we just include it in the package.
Yeah, I did like those. And those like the Beast Coast, actually the Beast Coast Miyagi is what I caught my PB on. And I think that is right at 5 inches, I want to say. Let's look real quick, but pretty close.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it's like 5 inches. But yeah, I tried one of the Matt lures and I was fishing a bed and almost got it to bite or almost hooked it, set the hook on it, ripped the tail off, and then Randy threw in like 2 pitches later with a jig and caught it. I'm like, thanks, Randy. I hate you. Okay, so let's get some of the rolling questions from the folks in here watching, and then we're going to get out of here. Let's see. Good looking lure. Hope you guys, anybody else know? Ghost color. What's your favorite A10 gold shiner or ghost bluegill? I think, did you say your favorite was the tequila sunrise color or no? Mike?
My favorite?
Yeah, what's your favorite in the A10?
The A10 is the Spawn.
Oh, that's right. Duh, I knew that. We were just talking about that.
That ghost bluegill is pretty gnarly.
I think I have one. Oh, yeah. That was when I showed you all on. This is actually going to Mantuba for the giveaway winner. I'm opening your stuff, brother. Hopefully you don't care. I'll sign one of these for you.
He's going to do it regardless.
I'll sign one, and my signature, I guarantee in about 10 years, will at least be worth 5 cents. So consider yourself rich. This is that ghost bluegill. Yeah, that is a cool color. Neat. Yeah, my favorite's tequila sunrise. We talked about it earlier, or you guys call it something different. Sunset purple. It's tequila sunrise to me. All right, what else we got? Okay, Gramps is getting out of here. He's got the grandbabes. Yep, I did see you had the kids. What else do we got? Uh-oh, did we lose Mike? Oh no, you're still here.
Oh crap.
Nope, you're still there. Don't touch it, Mike.
Okay. Can you see me?
We can see you. Yep. I think there's just a little lag is
Okay.
all. You're fine. All right, we'll take a couple more questions. We're already at an hour 45. I can't believe we've been going this long. The live streams are always so much fun to me because it's just literally talking fishing. So I don't know if you have any other like fun fishing stories or anything else you wanted to share about your stuff. Again, thank you guys so much for being generous and sending stuff over for giveaways. I appreciate that a ton. Because
welcome.
it gets expensive to everything I do. It's not like I have a bunch of companies giving me stuff for giveaways every time. It's usually me putting stuff together out of my basement here, which is really organized, I must say. See how organized
Well,
it
So
is?
organized.
If you guys ever need anything, just let us know. I mean, we're not greedy. We like to get our stuff out there to the guys that appreciate it, their stuff. And, again, guys that buy something tonight, I'll get with the Hawk and our people to keep track of our web sales and anybody using that code. I'll let you know. I'll send you over a list of who they are, and we'll give away $300 worth of brand new stuff to somebody.
Yeah, that's the big one.
That's
the big one here, folks. I linked that below, and like I said, this is all Mike's doing. But anybody that purchases tonight using that code that he put together, Debo Fishing 20, they're giving away like $300. So they're going to pick one random winner. Okay, let's see. Let's get a couple more questions, then we're getting out of here. So we talked about the snap. Somebody asked that. What else do we have? A lot of people saying they like the live streams. I know there's some people that don't like it because they can't catch it, live, but you can always watch it later. They're leaving the link open for a week. So Paul Wyman said, good night, go Celtics. Are the Celtics playing tonight? Celtics Bucks.
Somebody just said, include the hat in the giveaway. I'm not sure who that was.
No, Mike already
directed
sent me the
towards.
stuff for giveaway. So Randall Pink Floyd, he must be Randall. Where are you? I forget where he's even at. Casey's Pizza, triple pepperoni or biscuits and gravy with triple gravy. That's not even a question. Biscuits and gravy better than everything. So
yep, I agree.
Can I do a regular just biscuit and gravy slice of pizza?
They used to do that. Casey's used to do the biscuits and gravy.
Do.
Really? It's never for sale around me. It's always the like egg, cheese, bacon.
Well,
sausages.
yeah, a lot of things. Oh, they have a veggie breakfast slice of pizza. Man, I'm sorry. I gotta go. I gotta order a pizza real quick.
Okay, well, I was looking through. I don't see any other recent questions, so I'm gonna go make sure we're up to date. And the Cha-Cha swimmer. So that was one Steve asked. That Thunderhawk Cha-Cha swimmer looks awesome in the ghost trout. That was actually the first swim bait. I haven't put a bunch of time in with swim baits, but that was the first one that I had, and had like I don't know how many follows that day. Only had one bite at it, but I had a ton of follows that day. I was like, dude, this is so fun. I see how guys get hooked on this.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think I think we're gonna get out of here. We're almost at 2 hours. So everybody, make sure you check out Mike. Mike, any closing words or thoughts for Thunderhawk?
Hey, I just appreciate all the support everybody gives us, including you guys on. And anybody who wants to make a purchase on stuff, I'm not begging you. I'm just telling you, we make good stuff at a reasonable price. We're not going to go out there and sell a bunch of garbage, but I also want feedback, positive and negative. We really listen to that. We fish a bunch, but we don't fish. We can't fish every lake every day of the year. You know what I mean? So I really look for good feedback from people. Send information on our website, the contact us section. Let us know. We take a lot of that to heart. We sell to fishermen, and that's the way we're going to continue to do it. We're not going to. We like to catch fish and have a good time doing it, and the healing power of water is all a part of it too. So I appreciate you having me on tonight.
Absolutely.
Everybody check us out. Stay tuned. We got I have got a huge meeting up here in Minnesota, and then we'll have another meeting Monday night with our somebody else that wants to get involved with Thunderhawk, and we're going to have some big, exciting stuff coming this year. That's for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah. And Tim, real quick before we get out of here, the grunt is 3/8 of an ounce.
Hand tied.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Hand tied.
Oh, they are cool. Yeah,
Yes,
my
sir.
boy Fat Boy Fishing's on here. He just had a rant, just had a rant about hand tie jigs. What do the grunts
He
run?
did, yeah.
Are they $5?
Yeah, they're $5 with your discount code. They're $4.
Oh, boom! He just said anybody that has a $5 jig that's not hand tied. He's like, why does that even happen?
It's
as fast as I lose jigs, like
our grass jigs, the one we showed you earlier, it's hand tied. It's $3.99.
wow, the mouse head. Yeah, I don't have any of those. I'll have to go look those up. All right.
Yep.
Well, listen, folks, we're getting out of here. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Thunderhawk. Thank you, everybody who always joins us on a Saturday night. Love y'all. We're out of here. So until